Yay! We're all together today.
Woo!
Yay! Let's hope this audio thing works, hey?
Fingers crossed.
We will see. We have fancy mics.
We're legit. We're so
We're
cool.
so legit. We're not going to answer that question. I'm kidding. Great. Everything's great.
Trent is sunburned and a little tired from
Trent hasn't stopped in like
2
3
weekend in a
months.
row 98-degree all outdoor wedding. So, thriving here in the
Midwest.
very, very hot and humid Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my life keeps lifing, so I am also tired. We've had a lot of events in the last couple of weeks and lost a few team members, looking to hire some more. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So
We did not die.
Yeah, true. That
just took a turn. They're fine.
Yes, if I was laughing about death, I mean,
That would be sad. Then we would know it was really bad out here.
So this week I'm on a one-woman show, which
Go team.
here we are. Woo!
Love to
How are
see
you?
it.
I'm so good.
Surviving summer with
So great.
4 children?
With all the children. Nobody was awake when I left my house this morning.
nice.
So
Okay.
I'm sure they're fine.
We're doing a digital detox at our house this week because with wedding
there.
season, we have gotten a little loosey-goosey with the iPad Switch consumption. And me having my phone and computer at home. And so this week we're going cold turkey. So this morning at our house, no one was happy because no one got to do any electronics this morning.
That would, yeah. Been
So,
there many times.
yeah.
We have to do that regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Teenagers really.
making the summer reading goal priority in the morning. And then we can move into a little bit of screen time. So.
Okay. All right.
Good times.
Yeah.
We should probably do a whole podcast sometime on
Parenting.
parenting as business owners.
Yeah.
Because mine could be all about how I suck at parenting.
I either I'm really good at one thing or the other,
Yeah,
but I'm never good.
never
I'm
good at both.
never good at both.
Not at the same time.
I do think with dropping our first podcast post pep rally, we didn't want to talk about negative things. That was
Right.
There's so much education out there in the world to tell you what you're doing wrong. And I think with our newest membership to Pep Rally, which by the time this drops, unfortunately, doors will be closed. You'll have to wait till 2026. But our members do get some ongoing help from us throughout the month. And so this month's topic, we really wanted to start off strong.
Yes.
Permission slip.
Positive.
Yes. We decided permission slip to brag. A mix of reflection, storytelling, and practical takeaways to keep the energy high with our July theme.
Yes. Because right now, we might all be feeling like we're going to die. And like
Facts.
we're juggling and balancing and dropping all the things or trying not to drop all the things. And so let's take a moment to brag about ourselves because there's got to be something at least one thing we're all doing well.
Yeah,
in our
and
business.
the things that we never focus on are the things that are going good. We always are thinking, what can I change? How can I do this better? What's going to make me grow more? So let's see.
Pause on that.
Yeah, pause on that. Let's focus on the things that we are doing right and how we can use those to grow.
And we're encouraging everyone out there to do the same thing.
Yes.
So
Permission to brag.
Permission slip.
Permission slip.
Okay, we're back
Permission
to high
slip.
school. All right, guys, I have a hard-hitting question for you.
Okay.
My first question. What is one moment recently that has made you think, okay, I am actually good at this?
I volunteer Trent.
All right, so of course we kind of thought of this a little bit beforehand, reflected, which we all are telling you to also do the same because it was actually kind of therapeutic. Just
It
to
is a
think
little
about
bit.
think about good things instead
Like,
of bad
okay,
things.
yeah.
So the thing that I have noticed because I've had in the past few weeks, people have brought up the same thing to me and all use the exact same terms to describe this, I guess, asset that I bring to my business is when they meet me before they've hired me is they always say that I give kind of a calming manner just to the conversation, just to talking about either the wedding plans or asking me questions about how I kind of run the wedding day. So, and, most of the time I'm being booked 8, 12 months out, and then, the wedding day comes, and then they're bringing it up again. We felt the same way as when we met you, like on the call before we hired you. The same thing was on the wedding day, which was one of the reasons why we hired you. You felt calm. You felt like you were in control of the day still. We weren't stressed out about the time, which is what every client does on the wedding day. Where do I need to be? Should I be doing something now? I just want them to enjoy their wedding day. And so that's my main focus is I'm going to worry about the time. If I need to make up time, I'm going to do it, I guess, in a calm manner, is what they tell me. So I feel like that is a pretty big asset to me. It may not be like specific, so businessy or something that you would like maybe think of, but the fact that it's been about 8 people
It's
have
clearly working.
said the exact same thing and all use that terminology. I'm like, I guess this is
Sorority
this is
snaps.
great. Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Sorority
that's very
snaps.
on brand.
Yeah.
I was not ever in a sorority.
We also did it at the fraternity.
No, you
so
did not.
Frat snaps.
Are you
Yeah.
snapping
What do you-
with your third
I
finger?
always did that, yeah.
Do you
I didn't learn to snap until I was in college.
in a sorority?
No, my sorority didn't. The 80 pies, we did. What was 80 pie diamonds? We did not do that. Yeah.
Listen, I dropped out of college, so
Woohoo! Do you have a recent memory that made you think, okay, I'm actually really good at this?
Okay. Yeah. I am not afraid to go all in and try something, and then if it's not working, ditch it and try something else. I don't get emotionally attached very easily to things, and that has actually served me really well in my business. It's very easy for me to make a decision, see how it goes, and then adjust as needed, pivot as needed. It's probably why I have 3 businesses. It's probably why, I don't know, I'm an Enneagram 8, so
I have no idea what that means.
listen, we should do a podcast about that.
Let's not, because I can't go through the test.
I
Figure out what
literally
number
am.
Then I
am.
can probably tell you what number you
But
are.
yeah,
What if you can't complete the test? What are you?
I need to look at it better, but I am
couldn't
an 8.
spell Enneagram either. Does that contribute to my selection?
Probably.
Starts with
But
an E.
an Enneagram 8 is actually, it's like the boss one. You're probably a little bit.
Is it like
sexual.
Enneagram X with a wing to this whatever?
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're really getting off track. Anyways, my point is, I am really good at like making decisions, and then if that decision ends up not working out, I'll pivot without tears.
Yeah.
but sometimes it does work.
Sometimes it does. Okay. Yes.
Because I do remember we all talk very often, too often, multiple times a day. One day, it's been a couple years, she said, I'm updating my website and my whole brand, which was very neutral, very clean,
True.
and I'm going to be
I
colorful.
forgot about this.
2 days later, she had a full new website, a full new brand,
True.
all
True
bright
story.
and colorful, which obviously matches her personality, her brand aesthetic,
Was that
which
your
was
This is before I met you.
Yes.
Right before I
Okay.
met
Yeah.
you. Like
I was like,
right
I don't
before.
remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember
This was when it was just Trent and I and trying to figure all the things out when you were still a unicorn to us.
yes.
And look how far we've come now.
Yeah.
I know, and now here we are.
No, but that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, I literally within 2 days had a completely new website.
Yeah.
I've actually done that.
multiple
Multiple
times.
times.
But this one you've stuck with.
I think you're like very good at like emotionally detaching from
Yes.
your business, right? And I think but that's a good thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So like if somebody needs a 30,000-foot view
Yes.
of an issue,
True.
like
I can tell
you're
you
a
what
good
it is. Yes.
sounding board.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, but what about you? Come on.
I mean, it has been lately. The first thing that came to mind was, you guys know the story, and I'll give the abridged version, but 3 weeks before a wedding, a client of ours decided to part ways with a florist, and we had to do a full redesign, find a new florist, and get everything tackled before the wedding day. And in this business, like, we don't have a moving target when it comes to a deadline. That deadline is coming hard and fast, whether you're ready for it or not. And I do think that truly the Kate & Co team could rule the world between our phones and our computers and the connections that we've made. We had all of it worked out within 2 hours, and the redesign started, and by the next day we were getting contract signs and things done. And I do think that that's just a testament to something that we are good at. Is
That's kind of been your theme for the season.
Yeah,
For
it
a
has.
Honestly,
couple-
like
couple-
having for several weddings,
Yeah.
having to like completely redo things.
Yeah, I mean, our June
Yeah.
7th wedding, we lost the venue to a
To a
tornado,
tornado.
so we had about 3 weeks to do, and that to redo. And that client reminded me at the wedding, she was like, Kate, do you remember sitting in your conference room, which we're sitting in today? And I asked, is 18 months long enough to plan a wedding? And she's like, she said, and I don't remember this at all, but she said my response was, I could plan a wedding in a week if somebody would just let me make all the decisions.
There you go. That's
and
your
here we are.
superpower. You could.
I think like I try sometimes to be a relatively self-aware person, and I'm not the industry person that's like constantly going to coffee with people or chatting on the phone as I drive to and from and things like that.
Yeah, his name's Trent.
Yeah, that's Trent. That's just not me. And I'm the same way with my friends in my personal life too. But I am, I think, in my family, in my personal life, and in my business, the person you call if there's a crisis.
100%.
And I think that's just because we're really good in a crisis. And so I think that was an opportunity, was like, I am not aware of, and I'm sure there's lots out there. So it was just anyone in my orbit that could have made that happen the way that we did and as quickly as we did.
So that's pretty incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
It's very impressive.
I have learned, maybe we can cut this out later if we want to, but the ADHD brain thrives in chaos.
Yeah.
In fact, because I have 2 kids that are diagnosed ADHD, and I remember when my 15-year-old, when he was younger and he was diagnosed, my pediatrician said, she was like, so just be aware, his career path as an adult will likely be a high adrenaline thing. ADHD brains thrive in high adrenaline situations, like first responders, ER doctors, what did she say? Other things like that. And I'm like, the wedding industry.
Yes.
Raise your hand if you're self-diagnosed ADHD.
Yeah.
For sure. And my therapist would tell you that I will like subconsciously create situations so that they
So that you
become
can-
chaotic, so that then I have to like fix them.
Because you're good at it.
Because
And so then you feel
I feel
good.
like I thrive in chaos. So,
So welcome to therapy.
yes,
with-
therapy hour with Kate, Emily, and Trent.
Okay.
The counselor's office.
Yeah. The counselor's office on the party bus.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, welcome to the counselor's office. I love that. Okay. Well, I think just in the effort of time, I'm actually going to skip to my third question.
Great.
And I think this is something I'm going to encourage our students to really talk about a bit in our heartbeat, right? That's what it's
Yes.
called, our little hub. What is something that used to feel hard that now feels like second nature to you?
That's hard. Something that's hard.
So I guess kind of combining what I kind of talked about before, one of my like attributes that I think that I'm good at.
Strengths.
I think what used to be hard was getting clients to trust me.
Because it's really hard to sell, like, hey, I'm a really calm presence. I promise.
Yeah. It's like, how do you do
How do you
that?
explain
You
that?
just,
Yeah.
it's almost like proving yourself. And maybe that might be something that I do. I do
You're
it
really good at that, yeah.
unconsciously or subconsciously.
Subconsciously.
Not unconsciously. Subconsciously, just by listening and answering really authentically with what I think. So
That used to be harder, but it's
it used to be
gotten better.
it used to be harder. I also think since I've been able to do that, obviously my clients have shifted and I'm kind of in a different range of weddings that I'm photographing, and I go into it, the people who pay more are more trusting than the people who are paying less.
True. Do you think also the fact that you work with women so much, you had to because you're a calming presence in this group as well? I mean, we just admitted to thriving in chaos. Trent can bring it down. He can send the text message that needs to be sent.
The conversation, we're going to just mute for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's just slow
Everybody
down.
walk away. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
We've gotten a few of those. No one respond.
No one
Everyone stop.
respond. Put the phone
Everyone
down,
go to bed.
ladies. Go to bed.
Everyone go
It's
drink a
midnight.
Diet Coke,
Yes.
and we'll resume later.
All
Okay,
right,
what's something
rapid
hard?
fire.
I know, something hard. I honestly, this is so annoying. I hate that this is my thing, but social media.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate that it's working for me. I wish I could be referral based more like Trent, but social media is where I started.
Yeah.
And it worked, and it was really hard at 1st. And now it's not as hard. It's much more second, especially like talking in my stories and things like that. I remember when that first came out, I was like, no way.
Mm-hmm.
No way am I doing that. Trent still says that.
I still say that.
He will die on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that has become easier. And I will say, over the course of my career, that has paid off huge in like the connections I've made, whether it's with vendors or clients' families or friends or whatever, and brought me business that way in a very authentic way. And everybody knows that I love Diet Coke, I love Chick-fil-A, and I love pink Starburst and shoes.
Yes.
Should we have Chick-fil-A for lunch?
Always.
I think mine is probably analytics. Like I
100%.
really feel like I wasn't paying attention to the analytics of my business for a long time. And because I'm in a period of growth and I'm going through a rebrand and a new website and things like that,
Which is going to be so good.
I can't wait. I feel like I'm paying a lot more attention to where our couples are coming from and are they the right fit, rather than take just, anybody who could afford us, we would take. And now
But
I
don't you think
we're a
that's
little
part
bit-
of the natural progression of a business?
Yeah.
Like you're in that hustle phase where it doesn't really matter what you're just trying to figure out what works, and then
I feel like there was a part of me for a long time who would take any client who could pay our fee.
100%.
And now it's become much more second nature to understand that if they're a qualified client, and
So saying no has become easier.
yeah, for absolutely. And not look back. I think I used to sweat those decisions like, gosh, because X amount of dollars is so much money. I mean, because think about it, most of us in this industry, we couldn't afford ourselves. Like if I was looking for a wedding planner, I wouldn't be able to afford myself.
Correct.
So I'm not in the same tax bracket as my client, neither are you guys. And so I think that can make things really hard sometimes.
Second guess things a
You
lot.
do
yeah.
second guess a lot. Like, gosh, but if they can't give me $20,000, but if they can give me 17's a lot of money. What could that pay for?
Yeah.
That's so many, the year's worth of house payments or the car payments or whatever. And so, but then what it took some reminding from my team is just like, but that 17 then is on your calendar. And if somebody comes across and was like, oh, you're 20, I want to pay you 22.
Then you're
Because I want to add on, and then now you're busy and
Yeah.
you lost out. So I think it's really having trust in what's coming down the pipe. Has become much more second nature to me.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with so many people recently. As you mentioned, if I'm in the car, which is a lot,
on the phone
I'm
with
on the
someone.
phone with someone. I'm happy to hear people or just
Yeah.
chat. Whatever experiences I've had, I will gladly share. But it's always about this investment, especially with photographers. And I think a lot of us view talent based on like Instagram feed, what your portfolio feels like. But I know, especially in my own business, that it's so much more than, the art that you're creating or the memories that people are seeing on the final gallery. It's about that experience. It's about what you bring to the table. And I do think I can picture, or I see that in many people, and some people just don't see it in themselves, and they just don't kind of like, you're like, that number's a lot, but then something comes along, it could be higher. Well, let's just cut off that number to begin with. It's hard to say no. None of us like to do it, but it could end up paying off in the end by saying
I always
no.
I always feel like there has to be a disclaimer when we talk about this, that, and then you're good at this too, at mentioning this, but there's a lot of privilege that comes with being able to make those decisions,
Yes.
depending on where you're at in your business
Yeah.
and what is required of your income. Like, I know, like, it's much easier for someone like me to say, oh, I just won't take that wedding because I don't need to pay my mortgage with my income. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Things like that. Like, not everybody has that same. And so, like, your business mind has to shift based on your needs.
And I think we
That's
talked
hard.
about this a lot in Kate's Party People, which is transitioned to Pep Rally. And I know I connected with like Mitch and Katie a lot about this, but our circumstances are all different, right?
yes.
Like, so like in my circumstance, my husband and I both rely on the wedding industry,
Right.
both rely on Kate and Company to a certain extent for our income, versus
I do not.
your husband has a job outside of the industry.
So far outside.
Could not be more far
We
outside.
could not be more different.
Right.
He's an accountant.
Right.
Aw.
And so, and I don't want to presume, but you can depend on his income.
Well, we always have. I've always run my business that way, that it was never depending on mine for the essentials.
Yes.
Yes, which
It's
is a privilege.
It's the
Extra.
vacations and
It's the extra.
fun
Yeah,
things that
exactly.
you would do.
Yeah.
And I think, Trent, yours is probably a little bit different because your wife's a teacher.
Kind of a
And
mix, yeah.
we know what teachers in this country make. So, you know, like, I don't want to, again, presume your,
Yeah.
you know, family
Yeah,
makeup.
it's
But
great she has good insurance, and
Yes.
we can also put our daughter on her insurance. So those are the perks of that, essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's a phenomenal teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
she
yes.
clearly loves what she's doing, and we need people like her.
Yes.
But I think to your point, just to kind of wrap that up, the way the three of us come at a particular problem, especially if it's a financial related problem, is just we're going to bring something different to the
Yes.
table,
Yes.
and we're going to look at those decisions differently. And
I think our underlying points always stand. You just have to look at your business as like, is it worth this sacrifice, or do I need to wait a little bit? And sometimes it just means that it'll take a little bit longer to get to that point of whatever that you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think some people like want to see proof and things, and
And we all want immediate return on our investment.
absolutely.
Really.
And you know, there's a bajillion education platforms out there now, and you know, people.
Bajillion and one now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and there's people who've done it for a long time, and they've got people giving what the results were, and it's great. But again, there's no one size fits all to any type
Especially
of
in the wedding
business
industry.
and what
Yeah.
you're going to change and what you're going to charge. It all focuses on what your personal life is, what your different goals are, what you
success
can
means to you.
bring to the table. Like all of our strengths that we kind of pointed out today are pretty drastically different, but
True.
everyone's is going to be different. It's
Yeah.
you can't have that. What is it? The syndrome.
Imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome.
Clearly, Trent doesn't have it.
Sorry, I've photographed 2 weddings in
100-degree
8 days.
weather.
Yeah. So
His brain is mush.
yeah, and like, you know, we see what other people are doing. You gotta like stop reflecting on that and really focus on what's right for you, and pick out things that you're good at. Focus on those. I
Yeah.
know we said permission to brag. That doesn't mean you have to be like, I'm gonna put this like on my website. I'm gonna talk about it on my Instagram story. If it's just something you know you're doing and people are praising you for it or saying like, this is why we hired you, or we appreciate this, just be conscious and make sure you're doing
Don't
that,
drop that ball.
and you don't
Yeah.
change that part
change
of what you're doing.
yeah.
That's great.
All right, I'm going to rapid fire through 2 questions because I want to make sure that our listeners walk away with something
Yes.
actionable, something that they can think about before we wrap up today. What is one thing, a system, a phrase, a habit, et cetera, that you do that consistently pays off? I'm happy to start.
Yeah, please do.
Yep. I use an email platform called Superhuman. Everyone here is going to roll their eyes because I talk about it so much.
All the time.
But I consistently try to get my inbox to 0 every day, even if that means I bounce things back to me, even if that means I look at it later, like whatever that is. I try to get things out of my inbox and either onto my to-do list, downloaded, archived as much as possible. Try to get to inbox 0 every day.
Yeah. I would say on the same vein, I'm kind of, what was it, the exact words you said in the question? I'm kind of going rogue, but
What's one thing you do, a system, phrase, or habit, et cetera, that consistently pays off?
oh, okay. I would say, I mean, this is good enough. Outsourcing my virtual
Yeah.
assistant.
Yeah.
I mean, I will die on that hill. She saves my life every day, my business life. And I would say it wasn't until a certain point in my business where that actually made the most sense.
Yeah.
And I think the 3 of us could agree that you get to that point and then you have it and you're like, yep, that was necessary.
Well, and it takes some trial and error. Like I went
100%.
through 3.
This is
I'm on
my
my
third.
3rd virtual assistant, and the previous 2 that I worked with weren't bad. They were great,
Same.
but it's just
finding the right fit. It's like a match. Like you have to, business wise, you got to get it. Yeah. And like that has been instrumentally helpful in my business and my balancing my life in general. Just
so. This podcast episode is sponsored by Virtual Bliss Assisting.
love you.
Keeping us all on track.
Yes,
all of
thanks,
us.
Sally. We
Including
love
Landmark
you.
Luxury.
Yes,
Pepperoni.
all of the things.
Yes. Trent, what is one thing that you do, system, phrase, habit, that
I'm gonna go rogue because mine's
Yeah, we like to
obviously
do
not
that.
gonna be a spreadsheet. It's not gonna be a system.
Oh, I like those.
We
We
are,
like those.
I love
we
spreadsheets.
know
love
that's not
spreadsheets.
what it's gonna be.
Love the fun.
It's just gonna, I think, being consistent in being open and talking to anyone that reaches out in the wedding
Yeah,
industry.
that is huge.
We're all busy with life. We're busy with families. We're obviously busy with running a business. And it's kind
Or
of
two or
busy
three.
season here too, but I don't ever kind of slack off in that, even in my busy times. I will try to make time to talk with people, either answering a text, a phone call, anything I can, and I think people recognize that. At least I know there's a new platform coming out just to help photographers and people
Connect.
connect, and if they need assistance on wedding days in different parts of the country. And they had a question answer box on Instagram, and it was like, what's some advice you would give out to people to do in their business? And I think I just put, let's look, I have to look back.
Okay, we can edit out that break.
I just had it. So my thought was, be the person others instinctively think of when they need help, reliable and generous. And I just thought that's pretty simple.
Was this for
to do.
cake?
This
Is that
was,
what you did?
Yeah, this is for cake. And
And
so
Kate then sent it.
Yes, truly. So for those who don't know, Cake, it's Shira and Rachel's new platform, and I think if I understand, it's trying to connect freelance opportunities,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay, but Shira posted it and tagged Trent, and I legitimately had to sit there and think, like, is she posting this about Trent, or is she posting this because he said it? Because both are
Both
true.
are true,
Because
yes.
both could be true.
yeah.
It
And I was
great.
like, well, that's a great compliment that
It's-
you thought either of those. But it's like a simple thing. And I don't think I'm an expert at anything. We're all trial and error in this business. We all kind of make it up as we go. But sharing actual experiences is how I learn best.
Yes.
And hearing other people's and just kind of reflecting on either my business or life in general, I think is kind of the best way, which is why we created this platform for Pep Rally, where we can come together once a month, talk about issues, talk about good things, maybe kind of feed off of each other, where we're all kind of on the same playing field and learn that way, instead of just going through a document or a webinar or something like
Or
that.
yet another course.
Yes, yeah.
We've done them.
'Cause-
We've done them a lot.
Here's 300
Education.
courses, and then
Yes.
you'll
And
be
we're
a
all
master at your craft, and
we're
then
all-
you
yeah.
watch 2, and then you
Exactly. If
have
I had
the
all the
greatest
money
intention.
back that I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. It's on sale. I'm going to buy it. I do one, and then I've never
I will
looked
tell
at it
you, I
again.
could probably name 3 or 4 that 100% changed my business. But how many have I bought?
Yeah.
A lot.
You're an
40.
education junkie.
A lot more than 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
Okay, I do think I know the answer to this question for both of you, but
Oh.
how do you, not even how, do you document your wins in some way? Like if someone says something nice to you, do you keep it?
Do you know who is really good at documenting my wins? My assistant.
Your virtual assistant.
My virtual assistant is really great at that. I am not. I'm not good at it.
I honestly think I'm bad. Like sometimes if I like,
I might screenshot something.
exactly, I'll screenshot a nice text.
Do you
Or
put
an
it
email.
somewhere?
Huh?
Do you put it somewhere?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Okay,
Probably
so
should.
I'm going to give you my little tidbit. In our portfolio, we keep our portfolio like the last, I think it's like 2 or 3 years stay on Drive, and then the rest either goes to a physical hard drive or to a Dropbox account. But inside each portfolio folder, there's a brag folder, is what we called it.
Love it.
We all have it on our email as well. So if someone sends us a really nice email, or if we have a screenshot of a text message when you log into portfolio, you see like portfolio by year, you see our headshots, and then you'll see a brag folder. So I think that's a really like great way for us to remind
Homework for
ourselves
everyone.
Yeah.
homework.
Which is funny, we actually did
We
that.
do that for Landlocked.
Because, after Landlocked, the
It's
buzz
blowing
is
up.
buzzing, everyone's so excited, and we're getting texts, we're getting DMs, we're getting all these great things, and we're like, we're very tired at the end of that conference. We're like, let's save this so we can reflect on this later, especially planning the next one and we're a little stressed. Let's remember why we do this. So yeah, maybe we should do that in our own
business. What a
Yeah.
concept, Kate. What a concept.
I could read a couple of those, this week.
Yeah.
We might need to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up because we're kind of here at our time and we have to jet to go meet with our social media team. We do all the things. I'm going to ask you guys one last question. First thing that comes to mind, you can't think about it. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm scared.
If you could give yourself credit for just one thing today, what would it be?
I'm early.
You
I
are.
show up early.
Trent.
I did not snooze my alarm,
That's good.
which I normally don't, but I was very tired.
You could have deserved it today.
Yeah.
I don't. I didn't either, but I also am.
I know
I'm
that's
an early
a very
bird.
small win, but
No, it's you only
something.
asked for today,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's my one. What's yours?
I held my ground with my kids this morning.
yeah.
No
Good job
matter,
with their no
all
social
three
media,
were
or with their no electronics.
all three were screaming. One hit me. I was like, "Yep, this is
Really? This is
exactly
right.
why we're doing this." Yes. So,
Good win.
yes, listeners, we leave you with this question: if you could give yourself credit for just one thing today, what will it be?
Permission slip to brag.
Thanks, guys, for listening. We will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.